Hi, it's Wednesday today, 18th September 2014. Just an update on our warrant for the search and seizure of 61 Cook Street in Auckland, New Zealand. It's been a long journey to do it. It's over 5 years now. That's how long it takes to do just that one block of land. A lot involved. Between here, Australia and Britain in a number of things as far as the monarchy goes, sovereignty of the Queen Victoria, back to King William IV, King William III, and then down to Queen Elizabeth II, where she is standing right now in the European Union Parliament. Matt Taylor is our partner that we've picked up on with our contracts with Britain and New Zealand. Our Moai Hapu native people, I'm speaking here as one of them, with a plan to recover everything that has been derived through King William's flag here. It's a constitution of 1835, and you'll see that the Declaration of Independence and the Confederation Constitution inside this flag at the end of the warrant that I'm putting together on the computer. You can see there now. It's going to be about 60 pages, Matt. It built up with a number of additions, going from the title itself, who was the original landowners, right from the beginning of the Scottish titles. So those were put together in Glasgow by a real estate company called the Manukau Land Company. Okay, so that's the beginning of these legal titles with mortgage on these flags, which represents commercial liens through King William. Not too much mention about him, Matt, about King William. They've covered it up very well here in New Zealand and also in Britain. They've suppressed a lot of history surrounding the authentic sealing of documents, of title and instruments that are used to derive money from land, birth certificates and social security numbers, licenses and whatnot. Anything to use legally to make money out of the resources and all sorts that are inside the flag. So the flag, really, I'm trying to encourage Alex Salmon, having a bit of success there with gathering support for his country to be like us, like this, an independent sovereign nation state. There's two of those going on here, our one and the Australian government. That's what I wanted to talk about, their titles that are on these land blocks in Auckland, New Zealand. So we started off with the William Cornwallis Simons, who came here with the British title of Admiralty. His father was an admiral and he was a captain. William was a captain. So he brought these mortgages, documents for the Manukau land here at Cornwallis, which is Puponga. That's the original name, Puponga Point, on the Manukau Harbour Heads, where the British came in. That's their first legal landing here in this country. Okay, according to the 1840 Treaty of Waitangi, the New South Wales government has in Wellington. So they are exile government that has exile land titles here, operating and extinguishing Crown titles, so that they're going to end up with New South Wales titles. They all derived their titles from Britain, from Westminster Parliament, Matt. So they can't get past this because it overrides all of their jurisdictions. That's what I'm putting across here, and tying it up real tight. Matt, I've been so used to contracts in my time, self-employed, over 26 years in the real estate and also the building industry, and also the mechanic engineering industries as self-employed. Okay, so I know what I'm doing when it comes to conveyancing instruments, being inside our family. Okay, I've said it enough times that our family in England is responsible for putting this all together. Okay, no arguments there. So anyway, we've come to the conclusion that I just got off the phone to my private investigator that I was going to do this by myself. I can, but he's licensed here under that government to do the investigation and to put their documents that we're using the jurisdictions of New Zealand, Australia and Britain to do this title. So those had to be in there, Matt. It's not just a clean cut title where you can just go and try and do it with an ordinary piece of paper, like a title, not anybody's kettle of fish to be mixed up in this. That's why the police don't want to get mixed up in this title, because it's outside their jurisdiction. It's outside the court's jurisdictions here as well, and it's outside the government's jurisdictions, right, of anything they're doing, because we're acting as a government here with this flag. Okay? Self-government, you'll see that there in the Constitution. So a Constitution, Matt, is a contract. Okay, a Constitution. This flag is a Constitution, you see. So I'm just saying to Alex Salmon, you're best to go with this flag and this black seal of the British military, which I just read this morning on Facebook, that when you leave Scotland, leaves the British UK, you're on your own and you have to look for someone to look after you. So this flag has the obligations of the British military, has to abide by this contract, Matt and Alex Salmon. It has to comply with this black seal of the military protection of the King George Red Cross. That's his brother, Matt. That's King William IV's brother. That flag there, that cross. Okay, and you have to comply with the Star of Queen Victoria. Right, that's another one. One of these points is Queen Victoria and your British people here and there, and the other 7 are our Pacific Island countries. Well, according to this Constitution, they haven't got one in Wellington. According to this Constitution, all those Pacific Island people who are so ignorant, and the iwis here, and the iwis on this land block, that's not theirs, is ignorant to the fact of whose land it is and whose jurisdiction they come under, Matt. You see, I keep saying this all the time on these videos to these people here in this country. They don't want to know where they came from. This flag was raised, Matt, on Devon Port, right? Devon Port, right? King William's flag was raised up on the council buildings. You know what the council said? Pull it down. I'm just telling them, you've got egg on your face, and Cameron, being an ancestor, a descendant of King William, wouldn't let you put it up, Matt. That's what I'm saying. They'll have egg on their face by the time Alex Salmon gets in with his yes vote, right? The truth starts coming out. Then, this is a plea to Alex Salmon, first Prime Minister of Scotland, government, please put this flag up, and you can sail around the whole world, the skies, under the sea, under this flag of jurisdiction, free passage through the world. Matt, you tell him, or he should be listening to this video. Okay, so you've got Queen Victoria inside this, you've got the Bank of England inside this flag, okay, Patterson, John Patterson, you're listening to this video, there's William Patterson inside this flag. Okay, so there's not a flag of just nothing, it's this flag should be flying high in Westminster. This flag should be flying high in Westminster. That's one of many kings. Not disrespecting any other king, but this one's got the mortgage of all the money that's been made, okay, and the Rothschilds. That's another story. Now, man, the Rothschilds was here in this country. They're still here, got property here, right? We're going to search those titles, but they put the Reserve Bank Act together here, right, from UK here. And they constructed the Reserve Bank here and the Reserve Bank in the USA. Okay, so everything was done here, man, from Britain through Australia, but the ultimate decision making was here with this flag. They could not do it without this flag. They could not go around free passage around the world, Prince Andrew, and HM Customs and HM Treasury could not go around the world without Admiralty. Okay, so they had to. They won't tell you where they get it from. They just said, "Oh, we've been in the Navy, or we've, you know, that's what Prince Andrew said. Oh, I'm an ambassador of England, of Britain, for the Commonwealth, and I'm an extension of the Navy, military." Right? So, but he wasn't even in the military. He was an ambassador promoting Britain, right, around the world, especially America. So he was diddling something going on over there while he got caught in Spain. Now you can see Spain jumping up and down. The Prime Minister of Spain jumping up and down about what's going on, right? Because they're caught up in the fraud too. So it starts from Rothschilds here. 1933, the bank set up the bank in New Zealand, and the birth certificates were used as instruments. 1952, legal nations around that time, and the gold was seized and notes put in its place. The pound notes, and the Rothschilds set up their money system for lending. Okay, that was all done at that time, and the United States was set up in 1952, and the Reserve Bank was set up in 1945. UCC set up in 1952. At that time, Queen Elizabeth 52 was when she became Queen. That's when the racket started. Okay, that's when the racket started of all these mortgages and everything going on with the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds' children came from Queen Victoria, right? And her own husband, Albert, was a what do you call it, blank butt, right? He couldn't have children. Okay, so this other guy, like a horse, did the servicing. Okay, Rothschilds. So that's where they've got their families mixed up, and they say, we're going to build them, Matt. We're going to build them for the fraud. We identify the fraud. That's what I'm doing on this property here, and whose land it is. We are the right landowners, and the landowners that the Crown has got is not the right landowners, and it's proof enough. You can see that they've murdered, in the same pattern, murdered William Cornwallis Simons, right? At 31 he died. He only got here in 1839, 1840, right? Now, 1841 he died, mysteriously. And so that's why they call the place Puponga Cornwallis, okay? And they call Simon Street in Auckland here after him, Simon. Right? See, so that's all they left them, a memory. They took all, they bodged the titles he had for these Manukau lands, and then what they did was they sold the bushland as title without surveying it. That's when they came here, the immigrants came here, your people over there, from Britain. They said, where's our land? They said, there. And it was all bush. That's where these Ngāti Whātua people stepped in and said they were looking after them and all of that sort of thing. Fair and good enough, but they didn't have the title. Right? When it boils down to things, Matt, it's not that easy to find who's who in all these history of where the jurisdiction comes from. Okay, so that's what we're doing here, Matt, today. I just wanted to add to the end of the warrant, which is about 60 pages. I did a video before, but it cut off, the battery went flat. So I'll do it again. So anyway, we're we're adding to the end the constitution of this flag. Okay, you'll see it on the end. I think you'll find that I think the Business Roundtable is using it. Right, they're using it, and they put it. They've got another name for their company. I just can't think of it at the moment. But anyway, they're usurping that authority, and so of the Constitution of the flag. So we've got the 1835 Constitution. We've got the 1840 Acts of Parliament from Britain and from Australia and New Zealand. So we've got that there on this title, and then we've got the 1852 Constitution. That's the one that was altered after the government took over and put this flag in the cupboard. And they put it in the cupboard, and then away they went, and skullduggery with this jurisdiction inside their 1840. As if they had their own Declaration of Independence and their own sovereignty. This is a sovereign flag, Matt. This is a sovereign flag. So you need sovereignty, you need a constitution, which is the contract between us and Britain, is the flag. Right? So we've got that contract with King William, direct with the flag, right? And we have a recognised as our own sovereign, and the Act is still there, the self-government, Section 71, in the Constitution of 1852, right? They could not take that out, the government here, when they changed the Act, right? They're not supposed to change that Act, Matt, because it belongs to us, right? It belongs to our native people, the only ones that can change our Constitution, not the government here, okay? They're not the right people. So they made a mistake there to make the 1986 Constitution. So that's very important on this land block. If there's any arguments, I'm putting it out in front of all the lawyers here, the judges in the courts. Listen to this video, what I'm saying, because I have the right to talk right over the top of you when it comes to jurisdiction on this title land on 61 Cook Street. And I'm saying, stay out of it, stay out of the contract that I had with this flag and with the King of England, the Royal King's Royal Revenue, and the King's Bench, acting in our own court online on Facebook, direct to the High Court of Admiralty in London with Judge Mackey and his Queen's Bench court, right? We're in the Queen's Bench, man. The King's Bench is still in the Queen's Bench because they can't take it away because it'll null the Queen's Bench because of the succession of the monarchy down from King William to King George the Sixth to Queen Elizabeth. Okay, so she can't take the king out because it'll kill herself. Okay, well I think she has done that. Anyway, we're just putting that in place, the monarchy line, so that we have have the say here on what happens as far as the Constitution or the origins of the jurisdiction to speak inside the court, the King's Bench. Okay, the other King's Bench, before I forget, is the Upper House of Lords. That is the other King's Bench. That is the main Parliament makes the decisions, not the courts. The courts and the King's Bench or the Queen's Bench in the courts are paid through Parliament. Okay, the Parliament and the Prime Minister pays their wages. So we are in the Upper House of Lords with their flag and the King. That's where I'm going to now. I'm going in there and I demand to go in there as representing the King, okay, with that jurisdiction of the King's Bench. Okay, King's Bench orders that I put on this land block to seize it, and where the King's Bench comes into law, Matt, just for everybody watching the video, when the Parliament in the lower house makes its acts of Parliament, it gets the royal assent from the Queen or who's the representative there for the Queen, the Governor General, into the Upper House. The Upper House has to pass it. And so when they have a disagreement in the Upper House, right, when they have a disagreement in the Upper House, King takes over. Right, the King has the last say, Matt. King has the last say. That's what I'm saying. In this country, I'm having the last say in whatever happens to any piece of land. The Admiralty takes over precedent over any mortgages. That law takes over any mortgages that have got liens on them or financial interests on that land block under this title. That's why I say it didn't matter who's on the land block. I've got new lease agreements in this warrant, Matt. That's why it takes a long time. It's got a business corporate lease. Okay, this is like the 99-year leases that I'm going to terminate. This is the terminator. You see, it decides, the landlord decides with the tenant, who's those people on there now, to those people who are on that land block at 61 Cook Street. I've got new tenancy agreements inside this warrant. You'll see it online on Facebook, so everybody's looking. Even the High Court of London's looking, Westminster's looking, and the government here is looking. Everybody's looking at each other, man. Everybody's looking at each other. That's why those are the witnesses, right? On Facebook, there's over 1.4 billion people, and that's sufficient to say there is people looking at it. Dare I say, downloading it. But for anybody who thinks they want to use those documents, do not use them. Do not use any of these Moai, Crown, Federal, State, King William IV, Admiralty, Jurisdiction, Court Martial, Law documents that are sealed by King William's seal of his horse and his ship and him on his horse. Round is sitting, going to sit as our sheriff's badges, right, and our marshals, court marshals, and our legal advocates. It'll have the seal there of King William to authenticate anything that person's carrying, including the warrants. Okay, they can seize anything. They can go in over the top of the police or anybody in their country or anywhere in the Commonwealth countries and America and anywhere other countries want this partnership. On this other side, we've got the flag, this flag. Okay, here, Matt. Yeah, you see? Can you see the flag? That's the Confederation flag, or in other words, the federal state flag. This one here of King William IV. Over here will be his seal. So we've got Constitution here, contract, and we've got the seal here authenticating documents that we're carrying. Okay, documents that we're carrying. See, like that, like that. So what I'm going to do is put all that together with that, Those are the citations and the exhibits, right? The exhibits, that, the constitution behind that, the Acts of Parliament of King William, 1830 to 1837, stacked underneath that, the Acts of Parliament of New Zealand, the Acts of Parliament of Australia, okay, all stacked up just for that one block of land, mate. You know why? Because it's tied tight. It's tied tight, really tight, so that no one's going to try any tricks. So, one more time, warning to anyone who contemplates using these documents here, even as Maoris. This is not about Maoris, okay? This is about Hapu, the native Hapu, the Moai memorial. So the Moai is a memorial statue that dates, right? It puts a date on who we are to Raiatea Island, where the tikanga Moai law came from. That's a spiritual part, man. And it went from there to Rapanui, okay? That's the big shine, sun, at midday, up like that. And it went from there to Moko Nui. Moko, right? The carving on Desmond's face. That's Moko Nui, big face. Okay, that's what Moko Nui means. Big shine, sunshine, at midday, big face at 6 a.m. in the morning, man. When the first sun in the morning in the world is at Moko Nui, right? The hill, Nui, big hill, big face on a big hill, okay? So the sun is the shortest distance, physical distance to the sun is right there, Te Pito, birth is that's what it means, the birth navel of Aotea, New Zealand, and Te Pito on East Island, birth of the world, earth world. That's our title. Then it's 6 p.m. in London. Okay, those are 3 points, Matt, of our title, jurisdiction, our title to these land blocks, to this country, between me and you. Okay, that's the real truth. That's the real God's truth, God's law, L-O-R-E, to these documents. And put that besides what you see of the Vatican, and it's all coming to ribbons to pieces with their stolen pyramid and its money eye in the middle going to blazes, right, and shooting people up and killing people all over the world, and stolen obelisk, the sun, when we've got a real sun here you're looking at, right, instead of stealing the black Africans' obelisk and their pyramid and their culture and their heritage. And the Queen pinched our Moai statue and put it in London, thank you very much. That means we're there. Okay? The pinch and put it in New York, that means we're there. And Washington, we're there. And Chile. And New Zealand here, Australia, New Zealand, North South Island, and also Brussels, France and England. Okay, there you go. That's our title. Authenticated on the star, the sun 3 points. That's the reference point, man, to all our writings. Right? It's easy to understand that without getting complicated and upside down like the Vatican's confusing people with myths and illusions. Right? All pictures of this and this and that. Fine, pictures are right for art and all that, but when it comes to the reality, the sun, you can't lie. And forget about spinning the world upside down. We're talking about now fixed in time. Frozen, the video is frozen. And we're talking now of where the world sits. It's still just about the same weather, Matt, when I was working in the forest as a mechanic. It's still the same temperature. Nothing's changed. The world's moved over a little bit, but the stupid people are trying to make it artificial by spraying the skies and all sorts of things that aerosols kill the air and the water and everything. So those are those white people from Europe that went there under this flag. Okay, that's what I'm saying. They use Admiralty to go and do their mischief in the banks and also to get from one A to B. They're still using that flag there. And Obama can't say he's a king because he's under this flag under Britain as well. It's the Queen doing all the damage, and the King, William, the last thing he wanted was this to happen, right? The last thing he wanted was this to happen. He was doing it for the people. Anyway, getting off the point here. I'll end this in a minute. What else have I got? Private prosecution, I went on to that after that in the Warrant. From the mortgages, I talked about Rothschild being setting up the banks and the fractional banking and all that sort of thing around about the same time. Adds up here. All the history here adds up. Now with Australia, the titles here to Australia, they're still, their laws in their Admiralty, it still comes under the Australian jurisdiction, not here. And so that's the problem they have with this here. The police can't, I'll have to tell them, I'm going to give them a book, I'm going to give them a big book, right? It'll have about 60 or 70 pages in it. I'll give them the whole lot so that they can come up to speed. So to save embarrassment. We don't want to embarrass anyone when they change over. I want to go on that section. I'll give them a new tenants agreement. They either sign it or they have to leave. Right? 7 days to leave. Right? 7 days to leave. That's what it says on there. It's a British tenancy agreement. Business one. You've got residential citizen one, and then you've got this business one. The business one, Matt, is the Commonwealth one. It's got the countries on there. It's got all the countries on there. There's 20 altogether, states except ours. Why did they leave New Zealand out? Right? They haven't got it on that list of countries that come under that tenancy agreement. Right? See, they left us out because this country didn't have the title. Right? They didn't have the title. Neither has Australia. They don't own it. It still belongs to the Aborigines, the indigenous people. Right? But they'll follow suit when they see what we're doing. Right? There's no way around it. It's me against one other person in contract, Matt. One at a time. That's how you do it. One person at a time. It's no use trying to sue the Crown because you get nowhere. You sue the person who's doing the damage. Okay? Pull one out and take them out. Okay? Just go and seize everything. That's what we're going to do here with one person and the other one and the other one and the other one connected to him. So when you look at it, Matt, they're all linked to the Queen. Sorry to say, they're all in it. Okay? They're all in it. They get the bill. And so that's contract. You want to mess around with contracts? This is the medicine for it. Right? That's the medicine for it. Fix it up. Okay? So for the Scottish people, the decision is yours. My recommendation is to join the Yes Party and get out of being stranglehold and told how high to jump. Because Scotland, actually, when you look at it, yeah, England rules, right? They rule. Ireland is the aggressor, and Scotland built the place. Okay, they're the backbone. That's all I can say. They're the backbone that put these titles together. It's got their patent on it from Glasgow, the title. So they worked that out. They worked that out. How to make the instruments. And King William passed the act in a act. You'll see it in the acts under King William. You'll see his own acts, right? His own acts. The Bank of England Act. You'll see his own act. The Bank of England Act. You'll see King William III's Bank of England Act. His own act. See these two kings with these instruments. The instruments, at the end of the day, Matt, the instruments are everything to go on to make sure we know what we're talking about when it comes to finance. Right? I've been a broker for a long, long time in property broking and bank broking. Okay, that's part of my building industry, high-rise buildings. Right. So anyway, the Scottish people. Back to the Scottish people. If you put this in mind, the area of Scotland and its economy is 8% of the UK market. When you put this flag up, you're going to take, what, about a sixth of the globe's area with that, just on the Pacific region. okay, and all its resources. You're going under that. But this is going right over the wheel, right? It's going right over the wheel in 250 countries, man, on our website. It's sitting there with no driver, right? I put it together, but that's in 2012, before that fella falconer came along and stole the money like the Queen and secluded them. So anyway, the debt collector will go after those guys. He knows England, that's where he come from, okay? He's from there. And unfortunately our other private investigator, Phil Jones, he's tied up at the moment, so they're busy people. So I can do it myself, but Graham Elliott will be back on Monday. I've just been on the phone to his wife. He's I'm used to him and I know him a lot more, so I have every faith in the world with him to take this case on, but I don't want to give him something that's half done, half baked, half cooked. So I want to give him something to go straight through. That's how I operate, Matt. I don't go halfway. Make sure you do your homework before you go into battle, right? He who runs from the battle loses. He who shuts his mouth loses. Right? What does the Queen do? Both. Right? Both. She does both. You ever seen her go and have a meeting with Maori on a marae here? In all the years she's been there since 1952? No. Not once. Right? Not once. Okay, so that's that. Tennessee, the guarantor on the tenancy agreements, before I forget, are these people that are on 61 Cook Street. I'll come see you and give you the opportunity to sign a new contract. That'll give you the chance to, because we are going to develop the 115-storey building to be higher than the Sky Tower on the plans of Ricard Bell put together. But unfortunately he couldn't raise the money, or well, he didn't have the title in the first place. So we're going to continue with that. I'm going to design the whole thing myself on a building that'll go up that fast. It'll go down below sea level, straight down. Okay, so it'll have a lot of space for all the housing in Auckland that's short of. So it won't be a problem. But on the top stories, you'll have all the shops and about 5,000 car parks and penthouse and all the rest of it, offices, shops and all that inside it. So it'll be quite big on its area, and we'll go and see the other owners around the area and offer them the space where they are and change the whole block. Okay, so we've got machines to do it. I've been picking all the machines. You'll see them on Facebook. Some of them that I want to get. So that is not unusual because machines are that my trade. The big ones, the big drilling machines and all that in the sea and all that. Anyway, that's the tenants I'm talking about. The tenants, so you'll have a week to decide you want to stay or go, but I want to get signed up straight away so they can go to the bank and get an overdraft. So I have to go to Westminster straight away. After that, so I'm hoping to go to Westminster within 2 weeks. To those people waiting down the East Coast, Rangitukia, Sunakora, Tamati Reid, Rollins, Tangaroa Rollins, and a few others, Carr, Rubine Carr, not Rubine Carr, the other one, anyway, the Carr family. So all the other families anyway, and Dick Tuday. Dick Tuday's on Haha Station to you. I want to go through the block to Te Pito, and working with you guys to get this project on its way. Okay, so I've got plans there, and a civil engineer come from Dubai, so he's ready to draw the plans up right now, and so we get the funding for that and get the industry going there with Britain. Okay, so we get the British military behind us. I'm hoping they'll come to Rangitukia along the riverbed there and set up. Okay, so that's our protectorate under this flag. Tamati, under this flag. Okay, we got security right there. Okay, we got the security of Britain and the military and the economy. Right, we just wait for a new Westminster. A new Westminster. We're hoping to be in there as another state in Plymouth, from Plymouth for England. And I think Jeff Foley, HRH Prince Regent, Lord High Constable, Magistrate of Lorehaven Castle, Jeff Foley for Wales. I'm hoping that he'll be coming in. He's on our documents. He's sealed under King William IV seal. So he's got his place in there as his challenge to the crown and the throne. Okay, so you've got Matt Taylor, you Matt, you've got yours, so I'm supporting all of you, and John Patterson, you as well. You've got a claim in there, and if Doug Hallett's still breathing anywhere, show up when we get there. You'll be right. Hope you're not somewhere else. Anyway, so that's all I can think of who has a challenge to the monarchy throne. Okay, but I'm standing in here for King William, so I'm more like the king. If I sound like one, I'm going to certainly act like one right now, with confidence in what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm happy with everything on the documents. I'll be finished today and sorted out to go up to the police station tomorrow and deliver the hard copy to them and call a meeting for the tenants on the land block. I'm disregarding the two owners, Simon Roundtree and James Brown, because I'll be telling the police that I'm going in there. This is the last time, third and last time now. 3 times, three complaints in public to them, to the Doug Rickard Bell, the original fraud man that sold the property, and also the other people I've accused. None of them have ever challenged the affidavits, and so that's the end of it. It's at a close now. The subject's closed. Then the law is on this side. The law favours an unrebuted title affidavit. So there's enough information inside the Serious Fraud Office here. You'll see the letter on Facebook. The Serious Fraud Office here could not identify a fraud. You see, now we'll get a letter back from this Serious Fraud Office in London to see if they've got the same impression, as well as anybody else. I can't get a reply from the police. They failed to do that. The oath is the other thing there. The oaths of office. Okay, I'm swearing my oath to King William IV, the flag, the contract, the Constitution, and I'm swearing it to his seal as the King of England. Right? This is my oath of office. My office is to King William. Matt, my office is to King William IV around the world. Okay? My office and my oath of office is to Moai statue. Right? In London. In those countries I said. In New Zealand. That's my memorial title to a mortgage. And a flag to a mortgage. Right? And a king to a mortgage. Those 3 things and my name to a mortgage. You see? On the title certificate. Right? You see now what makes up a mortgage lien instrument? That's what makes up a legal instrument, man. The value of it comes from someone who's prepared to pay for it. We put a price tag of $5 billion on it against the debtors. We recover that money from all the debtors of all the people who are linked to Doug Rickard Bell. Anyone, including the buyers of that property who weren't told there was a problem with it, because we were trying to tell them there's a problem with it by giving the real estate company, David Bailey and John Bailey, this in person, right? In person, and they've failed to adhere or comply with our law, okay, the landlords of this country, okay, they fail to comply with the British jurisdiction of this land on that land, title and title, okay. So those are the security of interest we have in any land or any birth certificates as well. Matt, this covers the birth certificates or anything they're using instruments linked to the Queen and the King and the King of England. Okay, so that's as much as I can say to what we're doing with this land title. Apart from the lawyer, our QC, who authenticates these documents, I only need to do it once, man. Once with that seal, okay, seal, QC, Queen's Counsel seal, from a notary public, okay, one certificate for the whole lot, okay. That's why I say it's thorough, and for those tenants, one more time, for those tenants, we offer you space in the new buildings. We're going to put portable building offices there for now. We're going to start the East Cape project. That's 25 billion, that one, in the city, right? Big project. Then we're going to do that one. That building there will take about 3 billion to build. Okay, 3 billion to build. That just give you an idea. We're not mucking around with figures. PricewaterhouseCoopers here. Chris Taylor is waiting for this. He's waiting. We set this up in 2005. 2008, we had it ready to go. Took to 2012 and still haven't given the contracts to him, right? But he's sitting there waiting, ready to go. Wherever we go, PricewaterhouseCoopers will pick up on the accounts and the corporate side. That's on that side, that corporate side. We've got our own side on the King side. The King and the corporates. We're going tandem, okay? For those people on that side, he'll deal with all that side with the shares and everything. We've got shares on this side, on the King side, different kettle of fish. Our shares, Matt, are closed shop. They're private, they don't go on the share market because that's a racket. It's a racket to lose. This stays there forever. It won't change. It's a cooperative. My powerhouse group, 250 countries, with this flag. Free passage, 250 countries. Alex Salmon, 250 countries. Did you hear that? Under this flag, ready to go. Right? That website we got, Matt, just need somebody over there and somebody over here, or whatever, whoever, to run it and to link the whole lot up. We've got some people in other countries, Hungary and India, especially India. We've got India waiting in Africa. We've got people waiting for the shares. You know what? There's only one of me to do it. I can't go and please everybody. I'm sorry to say, I can't answer everybody's emails or Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I can't, because there's too many. Okay, so thank you to all the support I'm getting though, and believers. Okay, we've got plenty of believers. So that's all I really had to say. One more time to the tenants. One more before I forget. I'll try to come see you tomorrow, or if not Monday. The debt collector will more than likely meet me on Monday to go in and seize the place. Okay, I've been saying that for a while now. I won't go to. I'm dead certain. I'm waiting for him to come back because he's busy, been away. Okay, he's been away, so I'll just have to wait for him to get back, and then go do it. So you are going to sign new contracts to Britain, not here, to Britain on Moai. Here is a dual government to Westminster. Okay, already put it in place. So we're going under those titles. Okay, so you've got different pound note titles, not this useless dollar. Okay, we're going to stick with the pound note. I think Alex Salmon wants his pound note back, but he has to ask for it. He has to go into Westminster because it belongs to England, and so we have our own pound note fixed in our constitution. Okay, fixed in our law, fixed in everything in our government. We are self-government. That's what I say. I proclaimed today, well, self-government. Already was, still is. Okay, we just haven't used it. Our people have been slow to learn how to run themselves because they still have that opportunity to do it. I'm here as one of them. I'm not standalone. So somebody's going to make a move. So I'm going to do it this way, leave them alone, and don't bother them. We're going to have a meeting before I go with the chiefs, Kingi Tautua and Papa Hei. I'll meet with them either here in Auckland or up there at Waitangi. More appropriate to here because here was Britain, straight to Britain for the contracts, for these contracts. The flag is up there, but the contract's over here. Okay, so big difference on waving the flag around. We wave the flag around all day. We're going to London to put the flag up, so you don't need a bunch of people to go there. I only need a couple, me and Jamie, Patrick Stewart and Artai's going, and we'll put the flag up. We're going to get some support, Matt, and if Alex Salmon knows now a little bit more about who we are, then he'll get us and the flag up. And David Cameron will be very sorry to be left out of it, because that's what we asked him to do. He didn't. We asked Salmon to do it, Alex Salmon to put the flag up. He wouldn't. Yeah? They know they are using it and not telling no one. When they're found out, they'll get a bill. Okay? The people won't take lies and fraud and corruption anymore. Okay? So that's all I want to say to you, Matt, and everybody watching this video. Thank you for watching and listen to all the other videos, but we're getting close and things will start changing. We'll start doing some work, real work, soon. And to my people down the East Cape, thanks for waiting, being patient. Some of them not, but anyway, we're still going to end up doing it anyway. We waited so long. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and thank you very much. We'll see you later. Bye for now. Before I go, I'll just bring this over here and put this back on and just show you. There's the warrant there. Put it over here and put it on. This is the warrant. Okay, we're just finishing up. So you see, it's all sealed. Every page is sealed. Right, with the authentication of those seals along the top, you can see King William and the Moai, and there's Westminster, right? So you got the economy here, the title, turbines, and then you got King William's British crown. That's what you call a British crown, the Admiralty, right? Crown and anchor, and then you got the Confederation flag. That's the federal state flag, right, around the world, and then you got the Moai flag with the Moai statue and the pyramid, powerhouse. That's the Moai powerhouse group. That's where it gets its power thing from, energy, and the obelisk in the middle. We're going along with Africa. That's Africa with us. And then you got the sun, Ra, and also the 4 stars, the constellation. Okay, and the spaceship up here, there, right? Okay, the spaceship. That's what we've got on our project as well. Then you got the Moai shield, right? Authentication. Then you got King William's authentication seal. And then you got this is the world economy, right? Like this is going up against the New World Order. That's the claim from East Island, birth of the world. And then you got Queen Elizabeth, right, going out, right, of fashion. And Supreme Court, the Supreme Court, okay? That's where she's hidden herself as the Supreme Governor of the Church of England, new title from Her Majesty. Sitting in there, right? We're going to give them a bill. And then you got the courts, and the Royal Court, okay, Royal Court, ITTC, and then we go along. We got the title turbines, right, and we got the Moai company seal, and then we go along, right along through the Acts of Parliament coming up, titles. There's the Acts of King William, okay, Acts of King William. This is where we can do our court hearings on the spot. On the spot. We don't have to, it's 2-hour hearings. We can quote straight off here on Facebook, straight to the High Court of Admiralty in London, where this is admissible. as evidence. Okay, it's admissible as evidence. For any court hearing, we can do it on the phone. It's all over. Okay, so we just quote our acts. These are 1830, 1837 acts. That's got the Act of the Bank of England and the Hanging in Chains Act and the Execution Act. So if you get real bad, you're going to get one of those ones. And there's a few of those people around. Bush is not far from that, and Hillary Clinton, and named them all, right? The Queen, the Vatican, right? Heaps of them. Obama, named them forever, and they can't do anything about it. So we've got, that's the Confederation, right? This is the Constitution for this flag. There, you're sitting there with all the chiefs, okay, tribes. Everything is there, right? This is the contract with that flag with the king, okay. That's the original, and then you've got the that's the warrant there. It's sitting. It should be up a little bit here. Hang on. I'm still just finishing it off. It should have been trying to get it on its own. I'm just showing you this so you can see the amount of work that goes into putting a lien warrant together. Levy. So that's the warrant. Okay, that's all it took to do a warrant there. That's the seal of the king seal. Property search and seizure warrant. Okay, in the Moai Crown King William IV Admiralty Court of Jurisdiction for the City of Auckland. Okay, so that's for 61 Cook Street. A warrant. Okay, and that's all it is. The rest is all the information around that. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye.